Attention, attention. Welcome to another episode of Club Louie Podcast. So today we have a heavyweight in the building. He's not only an actor, he's a storyteller who has given us some of the most iconic characters in the game. Paid in Full is one of my movies. That's all I'm going to say. That's my legendary. The man is a legend who has been shaping up the culture. And I know he actually got into the cannabis culture. But I definitely want to introduce my guy today. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate the time.
Of course.
It's a beautiful thing. I want to welcome Wood Harris.
All right.
Oh, yes. And you guys, excuse me, I'm a little high today, so I'm like...
It's all good.
It's okay. Are you high right now? Are you
I
high?
might be a little high myself. So
He said I might see. There it is.
Then we're okay.
There it is. All right, let me see. Let me ask you, what was the most memorable moment in your iconic character? Because only you know which one you think the iconic character was and which movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. I mean, I've done like so many things now at this point. I was Jimi Hendrix, Paid in Full, a lot of real life people. You know what I'm saying? When you play a lot of, get to portray like real human beings, you know, you feel like somebody might portray you one day.
Shush, that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and then they gotta be the young you trying to figure out how I'm gonna do all this and that, and it's not easy to do. And also, you're here now. What if they wanted to make that movie in the next 5 years or so, and then you're here now to critique it?
Yeah, and that'd be great.
As the actor, you don't want to do a disservice to somebody that's alive, and even Jimi Hendrix, who's dead, but an iconic, legendary figure. So you don't want to be making a fool out of yourself. So when you play those type of roles, I say all that just to say it's difficult for me to pinpoint what is a particular moment, because it's been decades now too, you know, and there's all kinds of things that make a moment iconic. Like for instance, in Paid in Full, there's a famous picture of we three. It's me in the middle, and on the left and right you got Cameron and Makai, right? And it looks like it's from the movie, but it's not. That picture, which is on a lot of T-shirts all over the place, that's us just off to the side. That's during the process of making the movie. But if you think about it, I'm out of the hospital. I got the Band-Aid on my head. When I'm posing with them outside,
Exactly.
I'll be outside. That was a random picture. That's a random photo.
Wow, and they use that picture on the cover of the poster, basically.
They use it on all kinds of stuff now.
Wow.
It wasn't intended to necessarily be like, like a famous picture or whatever. But there's all kinds of different stuff from Paid in Full. I think Paid in Full might be the most, I appreciate the fans of Paid in Full the most. So I would have to say Paid in Full is like the biggest thing for me, because it's a lot of art that comes from it, T-shirts. I've seen rugs, tables. My brother sent me a picture of him getting a haircut, and the whatchamacallit, the thing, the guard that covers you, the cape, the cape. It had Paid in Full on it. It was E. Makai and Cameron on the cape. He sent me a picture. Yo, I'm at the barber. I'm pointing to a picture of me on the. You know what I'm saying? One time I was going through the airport. This kid had a T-shirt on, and it was, it was a hand putting a brick in a safe. So it was my hand.
What? How did you get that?
Movie.
Oh, it's from the
He
paused
it. They went and still shot that and made a whole thing. So it's so much that goes with Paid in Full. Unlike most actors, don't even get that kind of. I can't even name too many who have as much like stuff like that. I have so much tattooed. I'm tattooed on so many people. Yeah. Tattooed on people and shit.
What?
Tattooed all on people. There's so many of them. It's ridiculous. It's all just. It ain't me to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's me, but in actuality, it's the character.
It's the character, but he loved that character. That was such a.
They love the character.
The character was so cool. Like the whole watching him grow from working, and then slipping and passing in, going back to the man's house and giving him the whoop-de-whoop. That was iconic, man.
What are some of the things you did to prepare for that role? Like, did you read about him?
Oh yeah, I read about him. The process of actually getting Paid in Full was interesting. Like, so I already knew Makai, so Makai kind of told me about this movie.
Okay.
And then Charles Stone, who directed it, was who I had to meet with. I also met with AZ, who is Ace in the movie.
Ace.
The names have changed, so AZ is his real name.
Okay.
It's spelled like Azie, AZ. And that's his real name. He's Ace, who I portray in the movie. So I sat down after going through, finding out all about them via like magazines. They're in all kinds of like Don Diva. These magazines don't exist anymore, but they used to be like, I don't know what you call them. Like, what do you call Don Diva magazine? I guess like a Double XL is music, but Don Diva was like
It was the gear, wasn't
gangster culture. Well, the magazines, those old magazines that used to be back, like they're probably more than 20 years ago now. They were more popular on the East Coast, but they featured people like, unless I'm messing up the name of the magazine, they featured AZ, Alpo, Rich Porter. So I was getting really to know the actual real people via some of the articles written about them and stuff like that.
I wanted to let you know, like, we see cannabis as more than a product. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, it bridges a lot of things between people. I've been around people in a building, like an environment like this, and we'll be smoking, and I'll pass it to a friend. People didn't know that friend next to me owns buildings in downtown. Wow. Right? And people are like, I didn't even know. Like, yeah, this guy owns this building. He owns this building. They're like, but he's so cool. It's the cannabis. We're here sitting. It's the culture. We talking. We all in the same realm together right now. You know what I'm saying? And we're all smoking. And my guys are like, yo, he really? I was like, yeah, he owns that building, that building. They're like, what? You know, and everything in cannabis bridges a lot of people together.
That's true.
And I've heard you jumped in the cannabis game, sparking a little creativity here.
A little something.
What you got going on in there, man?
Well, I'm dabbling with what I'm calling, for now, based on my name, instead of Wood Harris, this is Weed Harris.
Weed Harris. Weed Harris.
What
all
I
right.
would want to have, if I can't have what I want, then I'm not going to do it full on. And
I have a feeling what you want. Can
I
we
want,
ask?
say that again?
What do you want?
I want the product to be similar to Louie's product. Got to be consistent.
Always.
Got to be fire every time. You can count on it.
Definitely.
Got to break up the way it break up every time. Whole 9 yards.
That's
so
good.
I want like the king. I want the quality king sort of idea.
No,
That's the most
definitely.
important.
Well, let me know, because we could sit down and work together. We've known each other for a long time, so we can definitely do something together.
Let's do it.
You already know I got you
I'm
on that.
excited.
So you
Yeah, 'cause
you started a weed.
I started the process of it, but I've not.
Oh, okay. You're gonna put it in.
I've had people,
dispensaries.
bring weed and all kinds of stuff, and I've done a lot of it in terms of like branding images and stuff. Like, you see how he has Louis and all that kind of stuff. So I have some similar stuff, not similar to his, but I've done that much stuff. Some of the conceptualizing, just not the bud, because I've had some of the buds, and you test a lot of weed when you're going through that process. And unless you were a grower, you meet growers and stuff. So
you're in the fun process. You're just trying all
it's
those.
the fun process, but it really it's not fun.
No.
It's fun and not fun because so much junk out there. So
When you're testing your weed, how do you test it out? A joint, a bong, or a pipe?
either a joint or mainly a joint.
You're gonna smoke the whole joint, and then you're gonna give your.
I might not smoke the whole joint. I'll smoke enough that I feel like I should have some data from the joint.
Okay.
I'm data smoking, okay?
That's cool. That's what's up. So, if Ace had a signature cannabis strain, what would it be called, and what would the vibe be?
Oh man,
I
Ace had a
know. We're gonna
signature
throw you way
cannabis.
back.
wow, that's a tough one. I'll be taking too long to answer it.
All right.
I've seen Ace though. The image. Pardon me, I'm hitting the microphone here. I've seen it packed up though. Like the little the aluminum packs or whatever, the plastic packs with Ace on it. With Ace on it. I've seen it with Avon on it. I played 2 different characters that they put on weed.
Oh, really?
And they're characters. It's not me. But I don't know what he would like. What if I went on some New York? If I had to go on some New York shit, it'd probably be like Sour Diesel. They smoke Sour Diesel out there, man.
No, man.
Dang,
Sour Diesel's crazy in New York. Yo,
It's
they
big.
loves, and you know what? I have I actually had some old school sour diesel. I'm talking about the old diesel.
Oh yeah.
Yo, man. Matter of fact, I still get it. We're gonna talk about that afterwards. But yeah, they love it. Love it. Oh, it's incredible. New York went crazy for that. That's why I know, again, if you get the correct one and you go back out there again, they're gonna love it.
Sauce. Oh yeah.
I actually wanted to come out with something called Dower and use the Dior D. Something like to give a little twist. Dope. Yeah, a little something.
Let me ask you a question, Louie.
Sure, go ahead.
Have you invented any other name strains? Do you have any other than Louie?
Well, they call it King Louie.
Other than King Louie, other than that
King Louie the 13th, and then I did a little. How would you say? I did a strand similar to Cookies, and that was way back when, because when they came out with their brand, I wanted to design something. I was like, you know what? Let me see if I could design something a little better. So I called it Keeksa, and it was one of my boxes, like what you see in the front right here.
What's it called again?
It was called Keeksa.
Okay.
The reason why I named it Keeksa was because, well, number one, I made it rose gold and white, so all the women loved that. So it's kind of like a woman product. Everybody loved it. And then I called it Keeksa because, like I said, it was similar to the cookie strand. So Keeksa in German is cookies.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Cool.
So a lot of people didn't know that.
I'm flipping this interview a little bit.
Go ahead, please do.
I got to ask you some questions, all right?
Go ahead.
I'm curious how you get where do you get these ideas from? Are you
I'm a real bona fide hustler. I come from the streets, man.
But still though, a lot of hustlers aren't.
You got to be creative,
doing
man.
the math like that.
They're not doing the math. They're not doing it right. Like a lot of cannabis companies, the reason why they're not doing well and they're not processing, whatever the fuck you call it, progressing, is for the fact that it's like Nike. Nike has all the athletes, right?
Right.
Those athletes are advertising one thing, and that's Nike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Cookies has Burner. LB has Runts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Louie got Louie.
Right.
We're all recognized brands, but there's always one person that speaks for that one brand.
Right.
A lot of brands have just trying to be a part of the culture and showing a bunch of different people smoking in videos and stuff. That's not really been a part of the culture. You got to do for the culture too, and a lot of people don't. I do a lot of giveaways. At first, I never really put them on Instagram because I felt like people would be like, oh, he's trying to show off this and that. Right. But no, I was like, no, I'm trying to teach you something. Learn how to give back once in a while. Don't hurt to give back. It don't cost much to give back either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I started doing, a lot of giveaways. I just did shit different.
The spirit of that is why you're able to maintain as an individual in a tough game. It's
Very
grown
tough.
to be tougher, and yet you still, and it's part of it is the quality of the actual goods that you have, but also the quality and that mindset of giving back and actually seeing nothing wrong with it. Even if you don't do it. See, some people actually see something wrong with it. They look at giving back as, I don't know if wrong is the right weak. It's like weak to do. You know what I mean? I don't think that way. We're like-minded in that sense, but No,
what I would do is like giveaways too, and I make them simple. It's like, say if I went to a restaurant and I saw a mother there with 4 kids, no husband. She, maybe he's at work, but she's taking care of all the kids. I'll take a picture of the family, and I'll put emojis on their heads so nobody sees them, because I never want to put nobody on blast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'll put lunch on me, but they don't even know it. And then I'll tell the people, hey, I'm going to pay for their meal. I'm going to pay for their tip. They don't got to pay for none, but don't tell them it was me. Even when I leave, just tell them somebody paid for it, and that's it.
That's dope.
And I love doing that, man. It was a feeling that just made me feel good. So then I started posting it. And I had pot lawyers in Orange County. They're like, man, Lou, I saw what you were doing. He goes, I do the same thing. I go to restaurants because I take pictures, I cover them. Because, and different people were telling me they did it. And I was like, dope. That's the reason that makes me feel good. I do something like that, and it's to show you can do it too, man. It don't cost much. Yeah. We're not giving away $1,000, fucking meal, $100, maybe $150 for a meal for a family. You did something good, bro. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I ain't feeling good, I like to do giveaways. I like to just give away shit because I know it makes other people happy. Sometimes if I'm not happy, at least I know I can make somebody else happy.
Happy and also surprised, and just a sense of like the world is all right.
Definitely.
Happy is one thing, but when you do something like that, those people leave with like happiness that comes from like, man, this world ain't that bad. Because all we do is hear bad shit, bad shit, bad shit.
That's what they want to promote, all the bad shit.
Everything is bad. Oh, you should disagree. Hey, ain't y'all disagreeing about it? Let's disagree.
So much negative.
Let's get together and disagree.
Exactly.
Is where we are as a kind of.
So we can argue and fight.
Like that's where this sort of place is. And but that sensibility you have, I feel like I have that same sort of ideology about life, where I feel like I'm successful because of that ideology. Like, not because I'm a hustle. I would be successful no matter what I was doing, because I'm gonna stay persistent. If I have a passion for it, then it'd be hard to get me from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I have so much passion and drive for it that like you got to get in my way to stop me, and then I'm gonna be more forceful. And I like the energy of the energy of somebody saying you can't do something. Of course, I was told you can't be an actor.
Oh
you
yeah,
be an actor when you come from the hood. Like you can't be an actor. You're supposed to be not that. You're supposed to be. I don't even want to say what they think you're supposed to be. But,
yeah.
But I come from a neighborhood. I say hood because that's what everybody say. The hood used to be neighborhood. Now it is a hood. When everybody who is watching and listening, whoever, it was a neighborhood. Now it is the hood because the neighbors don't get along. The neighbors don't partake. No, seriously. They don't partake. And now it's referred to as the hood. So somebody that's like in my generation, we had a neighborhood, but now it's the hood. It was a neighborhood.
Right.
Because, girls would be outside jumping rope. Dudes go to the park and hoop. Even if something bad happened, when the smoke cleared, everybody went back outside. It's not a neighborhood anymore, so it's a hood. So it'll get back to being a neighborhood, though. Yeah. It's just a shift that'll happen. And this is actually part of it, just exposing these ideologies as a part of that shift. So.
Let me ask you a question, just a cannabis question. Where do you see cannabis in the next 5 or 10 years?
That's a tough one, man. I think, man, it's tough. If ever I go to a dispensary, there's so many to choose from, and I think it's saturated market, but it's saturated in the sense that it's like a lot of stuff that ain't that great, even like moldy smelling stuff or stuff that's like
you wouldn't believe some of the stuff they're selling over the counter.
This is like you smoking this, but like damn, I didn't know I was smoking the back of the shelf or whatever this is. This is.
Exactly.
This has got like a mold, like I don't know if that's the right word, but it's got like that kind of stale almost taste to it.
No.
A lot of the times.
Dang.
So I got so many jars from that shit smoked one time out of dog.
Put it out.
Because I go get weed if I want weed. I'm not gonna go get a jar all the time for $60 or whatever.
Who's giving you that swag? He's giving
I know,
you.
it's swag.
Why are they doing that to you?
I bought it. They didn't even give it to me. I was a
that's
sucker. That was me
up.
who did that to myself.
What do you feel about the weed then, when you first started? Maybe even how old were you when you started smoking?
I was I think probably the first time I really smoked weed, I was probably like 18, 19, something like that.
That's
maybe,
it.
Maybe 19.
So what do you feel about?
I wasn't smoking. I think I tried it.
Oh yeah.
Because I was an athlete, so I
Okay.
Back then you just I don't know.
What do you think? What was your experience?
At first, I can't say that I was on it like that. I wasn't like a big fan after like,
Okay.
oh man, now that I smoke weed, I'm about to start. No, I did it. I had a cool experience, and then I kept on hooping and being a non-smoker. I think what got me to really, 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 really engage with marijuana a lot was when I guess I was probably in my 20s at the time, and I was doing like Jimi Hendrix. I portrayed Jimi Hendrix in the movie of Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
He was a rock star, and I didn't want to use all the shit he used, so I was just indulging on weed such a fact that I kind of fell in love with it.
Okay.
I wasn't about to do all the acid and all this other stuff. So, and he wasn't even, when you do the research on him, he wasn't really that dude either. He was more of a weed and wine dude. So I even met drug dealers that sold him
So
stuff.
playing a role got you into.
Well, I smoked it before.
Yeah, but
I smoked it. I smoked it
made you an actor
often before. But what made me like this?
Yes.
What made me up here with Louie talking about chemical constituency of the fucking plant?
Yeah.
Right.
Is just a lot more engagement with it. And yes, I think that really took me there because I was just doing it every day. I was an athlete, so, I don't know. I didn't smoke, but every so often.
What age were you, though? I didn't hear. Did you ask what age, though,
I
or
was
no?
like 19, 18,
Like
19 when
19?
I tried it. So I was a teenager when I tried it.
Yeah, but
But when I picked it up, I was probably in my 20s.
Okay.
So sometime later, I picked up. And then I think regular smoking, like with regularity, that probably happened like, it just always gradual. It was just gradual. I ain't just jump in smoking. I smoked a little bit. It was cool, and then I think the second or third time I had that anxiety shit pop off.
Oh yeah.
I was out in the motherfucking field. The anxiety popped off, because I was in school at the time and shit, in this middle of nowhere, and yeah, that was a bad feeling. That took me off it for a minute.
I would think.
Still, occasionally I have anxiety when I smoke the wrong shit. Like,
No, yeah, you know what? I ain't
know
gonna
what
lie.
that
I
is.
felt like an out of body experience one time. I was so high, and then I was smoking it. I was driving on the freeway, and it was crazy because I coughed, but it felt like I went out of my body.
Oh my
and
God.
came back. I was like, okay,
Shit.
that felt weird right now. I was
was
like
weird.
on the freeway too, and I was just like, what the fuck was that? Like,
that was scandalous, is what that.
are you an indica or sativa man?
I'm indica.
Indica?
I'm indica dominant.
Indica dominant. There it
Or
is. Same here.
hundo indica or indica dominant. I think sativa is the anxiety angle, though.
You think?
When you smoke the Blue Dream and all that mixed up fruity shit, it be smelling. It's like it look cool. It's got the crystallization be incredible. And that when you smoke the sativa, and because I think it speed up the heart instead of slowing it down.
Exactly.
And that speeding up makes you feel restless a little bit. Why, you like sativa?
No, but I mean, like what you just said right now, it reminded me of when I was taking shrooms, like microdosing shrooms. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're just like you can just go run a mile outside or something. I don't know. Have you ever tried shrooms?
I've tried shrooms before.
Oh, Wood Harris, you indulge in
I
shrooms?
Were you doing microdosing?
I did the same thing with Jimi Hendrix. That was the only shit I would try. I couldn't try the acid and all this and that.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't microdosing. What I did was this. This was a long time ago. I knew this cat in New York who had shrooms. He ground it up for me. He put them in these capsules. Like they was like.
I have some
you
of
got
that in my
those.
car.
But
She
this
got
was
excited right now, too. Look at
Like,
that.
oh my God.
She's like, I got him. I got him in the car.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
They're from
I
the
had
same
that.
guy.
That was like a long time ago, decades ago, right? So at least a decade ago. Whenever I did around Jimi Hendrix time, yeah.
Crazy.
So yeah, so other than that, the capsules I've had it before in like chocolate and stuff like that.
Okay, I love the chocolates.
It's
too.
cool. I get anxiety from it though. I ain't gonna lie.
You do?
I get a little bit of anxiety from that. Do you not?
So,
Have you ever had shrooms before?
No, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I microdose.
Do
I
you-
got
do
my
you
own
get-
little shrooms. I'm going to show you. I got my own
sure.
packs. Yeah.
So you know,
Is it anxiety? Do you get?
I don't get anxiety.
I don't think I know how to.
And when I microdose, I get happy.
are you
Yeah.
nervous
I ain't
when
gonna
you're
lie.
doing it?
I get happy.
When you're taking
I be
it, do
smiling.
you feel
No,
nervous?
I'm not really nervous.
No?
I'm not nervous about it.
So you're not really nervous. You might be a little bit.
I'm not even a little bit. Let
Okay.
me rephrase that so you can understand. I'm not even a little
'Cause
bit.
you-
I got
they-
my own shrooms.
Get
Yeah.
out of here.
We're going to
Some
talk about that
gummies.
later, though, but I got my own shrooms.
That's what's up.
Definitely. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like they're so
me see.
cute.
That's Itchy's personal, so some of them are out of there already, but I got you when after.
No, I'm not gonna mess with this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The little
What
hot
is it though?
pieces, Gummies.
It's a gummy.
Yeah, it's gummies.
It's
So
gummies.
a lot of people don't know, like chocolate, that interferes with the effects of psilocybin.
That must be my thing because that shit make you feel like I'll never do this again. Okay.
And you got to eat before.
And you know, like
You
when
getting me scared. Y'all getting me the fuck scared is what's happening. You got to eat before. And she said, you know what?
I know.
You know what?
Out already.
Just don't be by a window when you're
Interrogation
taking it,
in
okay?
No, but you know, I was wrong when you
Make sure
said
you eat and then you got to pee and you got to eat again.
Right?
and in between too.
It's a mind control thing.
I said the Germans were taking meth.
Meth is like their cocaine out there.
When Hitler was doing all that, he was giving all his soldiers meth. A lot of people don't know that, but he's giving, even he was a big meth head.
Hell yeah, he was a serious.
He was a big ass meth. And people don't understand. When you're people of power, like he was power, he's able to hide the drug use. He's able to hide all that, but
He was a raging meth head.
he was a meth head. Where he was, there's one time where he's in a stadium, he's just sitting there.
When his girlfriend, his cousin
Like
and
this.
shit, all that type of shit. Like he was off the.
He was off on some crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie.
That's messed up.
I remember seeing a picture of him at one of his homes back in the era, and they were at the like, it's like a cliffside home, but clouds were below him. Like clouds were. That's how high
High
up
they
he
were,
was.
yeah.
His home was so high up on this mountain thing that you could see clouds like at the level they were at. It
That's
was
crazy.
Wow.
Lower, of course, but there were clouds. I did a film in Africa. There's this mountain in Africa called Flat Top Mountain, and it's literally a flat top mountain, right? And I was over there for 6 months. My mother's birthday came on her 70th birthday, right? While I was there, so I had my mom come out and with her friend and everything, and then we went to Flat Top Mountain, and I ended up scaring the shit out of them because I ain't mean to, but we got on this ski lift thing that went up slow as hell, and it went through the clouds. I'm thinking of this because I'm mentioning the clouds and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
It goes through these clouds, and then we get to the top of this flat mountain, and we get out, and they got like a cafe up there and all that kind of stuff, but we're in the clouds. My mother was like, my mother's a Southern black woman. She's like, we gotta get out of here. I was
Way
like,
up here.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
That
But
would
anyway.
be trippy. That would be trippy.
Anyway,
What you want to do with the satanic religion?
Yo, man, look, I'm gonna tell you. You know what I want to do? I said this on a couple of podcasts. I want to go to Satanic Church.
to do what?
Huh?
And then what?
I want to just like Jesus and walk in there.
Dress up like Jesus at a satanic church?
Yeah, and walk in there. She knows about that. She knows about this.
That'd be
Sorry.
crazy.
That I want to dress like Jesus and walk in a Satanic church.
What?
You gotta be strapped.
Oh no, I'm gonna have like 10,
Right.
15 Samoans security in the parking
Nah,
lot.
you know what? Have 13, like Jesus.
Right? I'm gonna have 13, right? I'm gonna pull up on them with 13. I've been wanting to do that. I ain't gonna lie. I want to walk in the church by myself and everything like Jesus.
That'd be
Dress in there and just
Film
look at
that.
everybody.
That's
be like-
content. You want some content?
That's some content, right?
That's content.
I walk in that bitch.
Halloween that too.
Right?
Halloween that. Okay. So no, are we filming?
Yeah, we filming. Go ahead.
It's rare that I smoke when I'm actually acting.
Yeah.
The only time you can see me high on a screen is definitely Jimi Hendrix. It's a few times.
It's just a few
But
times.
Jimi Hendrix, and in Paid in Full is one scene where me and Makai, we nice in that scene. And I'll tell you the scene. When I roll up to Makai and I introduce Makai, I can't believe it. I don't even know if I should say this. I introduced Makai to the red Beamer.
Uh-huh.
You know, he just got out. I'm like, yeah, man, I got you. I got him a red
Gift.
Beamer.
Yeah, you gifted it to him.
Pull it up on the big screen.
We'll do.
Okay, it's on there, but
Yeah.
I introduce him. I mean, I give him a red Beamer, and then we go for a stroll through the hood.
Yep.
I just want y'all to look at me and Makai, and in the driving part, just look at me and Makai.
You're high as hell.
We're not talking, but look at me and Makai.
Yo, you want to hear something crazy? I swear to God, the other day they towed the exact same red Beamer with the BBSs on it
Stop
and
it.
everything. I looked at it and they're like, it's been here for 2 years sitting there. So we're towing it out. I looked at it like, man, that's a classic. You guys don't even know.
Crazy.
Gold BBSs and
Crazy.
everything.
What old car would you get now, other than something you just said like that? What else would you get?
As an old style car,
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted a 57 Bel Air or a 59 Impala.
You know what I always wanted that I never got was the Grand National. Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that what Kendrick's on right
T-top
now?
Shit.
Yeah.
I just love that. Now
Yeah,
I'm
those
not
are
gonna
rare.
get it, but man, back when I was a kid, I would have I'm from Chicago. I would have shot a motherfucker for that. I'm
True.
from Chicago. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like,
Wow.
Grand National was crazy.
Nah, it is. It is. Yeah, that's wild. I've always wanted a 59 though. I don't know why I fell in love with the 59 and 57. I remember one time I was at a Nick's check cashing. Some dude pulled up with a 57. Beautiful. I looked at that car and I was like, damn, I ain't never seen nothing so sexy in my life. He was like, you like that? I was like, man, that's when I grow up, I want one of them. Still ain't got it, but yeah.
And you can. So
Yeah.
that's how I
I
go.
can,
Me
but-
too, the Grand National. Every so often I go, I'm going to get that. I still go, I'm
Right.
going to get it. I know I'm not. But anyway.
That's great. That's great. Let me
You
ask you.
wanna do it?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. I got a question here. If you're designing a cannabis lounge, right, and it's inspired by Paid in Full, what would be the most memorable thing about that lounge, and it will be located in Harlem?
Man,
Paid in
I
full
got a
theme.
cannabis lounge. It's based on paid in full. What would I put in there that stood out, like signifying paid in full? Man, that's a tough one. First of all, I probably deck it out with like all kind of paid in full decor, like shit from the movie. I still got the gold chain that he handed me.
You still got the gold chain?
I got the gold chain.
Man, you should have brought that chain today.
I ain't think about it.
Man, you should have brought that chain today.
And I'm, I got the gold chain with the medallion. It's a lion head medallion. I got the leather coat from Paid in Full because you get to keep some of the stuff.
No, of course.
Or you can buy it or whatever.
That would be cool. See that stuff in there.
Yeah, so I still have a lot of the stuff from the movie. But anyway, I would have that in there like museum style. And then let me see. It's East Coast inspired Paid in Full. Like Menace Society is the West Coast version of that. It's like damn near the same era, but Menace is similar. Menace Society is to the West Coast what Paid in Full is to the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Two dope ass movies.
Incredible movies.
And Lorenz is from my neighborhood in Chicago in real life. And Lorenz Tate, who played O-Dog.
Yeah. Wow.
He's from the West Side of Chicago.
MCA, he my boy. Just want to let you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my dog right there. Shout out to MCA.
That's what's up. Let me see what else I would have in there, though. I would make my bud tenders. I want the people who handle the weed to be more specific. Because, decor going to be one thing, but how people greet you. And, I probably have pretty girls in there and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I do a 90s theme. I make the girls look 90-like.
That would be dope.
They have to be like in the style of that.
That would be dope.
Shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I got it's like a high thought scenario kind of thing. There's a bud tender and she's handing you a strain. It's called Make OG Great Again. And she asks you, what's your experience with the strain? How would you describe that?
She said, okay, the strain was Make OG good again?
Great again.
Great again. Yeah, Make OG great again. She handed it to me, and you asked, that's a loaded question. I would have to first smoke it and then give my opinion.
I was thinking.
I was like, you know what? Definitely.
What would I think of the name? How would the name strike me? Is you trying to?
How about
Let me
that?
see, Make OG great again, referencing kind of like Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's polarizing idea for some people. For me, it probably wouldn't throw me over the bridge like that. I'm hoping that Donald Trump does a good job. I don't root for none of them though. I'm my own soldier. I don't root for none of them cats. I hope that they do what they've been voted in to do for the people who vote them in for. But I'm not a cheerleader for none of them. None of those are my father or none of that. I don't fuck with them like that. I look at them more like.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think the president really runs the country? Or do you think he's a puppet?
I'll tell you one thing. That's the interesting thing about Donald Trump. I think if he's doing it, he's really running it for the most part. Because, and I think, I'm all for him having success because that means we succeeded. That means we all did well. I'm not one of those people who would root against overall success so I can maybe be right. A lot of people want to be right. Like, I'm right about him, this and that, right? And even if you're right about him, but I don't want to be right at my demise. Yeah. I don't want to suffer to be right.
Yeah.
I want people to do the best they can do. But we're in the 1% financially, We're in the 1% of people in this country financially.
Yeah.
Most people don't make $100,000 a year. And if you make more than $250,000 a year, it puts you in the 1% of finances in this country. So those people in that percentile have a different take on it all. But the majority, 1% is one. 99% is the vast majority of people. They need to count on the support so they can have they don't have to eat Popeyes and shit every day. So they can maybe have some food that's good for them occasionally. Or if they got a kid or whatever, the kid don't have to go to lower educational structures and all that kind. It would be cool, but you in the 1%, you can send your kids to a private school.
Yeah.
That's different. You can go to college without you going, what am I going to do? You ain't got to take 50 grants out and have debt before you get 21. You got $100,000 worth of debt.
That's what's crazy. You graduate to go into debt. I think the school system should have been ran by what's it, Condoleezza Rice? What's her name?
Oh, Condoleezza.
No, not Condoleezza. Wait. What's the old girl she's all over YouTube? She's a beast. Candace Owens.
Oh, Candace Owens?
I think she should run the school system, to be honest with you.
Well, I would say this, I don't know if she's prepared to run the school system, but I think that, you could count on somebody to be able to do so. And it's more likely to be somebody similar to her, somebody with conservative values. And I'm 50-50 with people like her, I don't buy into people like that because they've been in our lives for 5 and 6 years. Fuck out of here with all that.
True.
Like, I'm not putting all my money on a horse like that. I'm being my own man. You got to the 1% without her, without all these motherfuckers.
True.
You've been able to take care and make jobs for people. I'm talking about you, but you put other people into places where they can take care of like other lives, kids and everything that they may have, or their own lives, and they know that you're gonna prosper enough to spread the wealth. That's something to can we give it up for Louie again?
Yeah.
Damn it. I told you I'm making the shit about you. I'm not gonna simply make it about Louie some, and so that knock it off. Knock it off over there, okay?
No.
Knock it off.
Cool. I appreciate that
a great deal. I really do. That's all I'm really saying to you.
Hey, let me ask you one more question. Let me ask you this real quick. Do you believe in aliens? Wood Harris, do you believe in aliens?
Aliens, you mean outer space type thing?
Yeah, not Mexicans.
Yes, I do.
It would have been racist if I said Mexicans or illegal. Huh?
You don't?
Do I believe in aliens? Yeah, but you know what they're saying now, right? They're saying, and I love it though, I'm not going to lie.
What are they saying?
I love it. So they're saying aliens might be an evil entity. I said to myself, well, that's fucking great, because if there is an evil entity, then there's got to be fucking good and great. You know what I'm saying? There's good and great out there. I don't know who's representing that.
Like, the only good thing about having evil aliens would be we sure would all be united then. Shit,
exactly. No matter what.
Where you from? We got to go against them motherfuckers. Like, it would unite this stupid ass planet that likes to look at everybody for whatever reason and find.
That's funny because that's what Ronald Reagan said. I don't know if you remember that.
What'd he say?
He said the exact same shit you just said right now. He said it in front of from all the different countries. He says there's a thing that we would all put our differences to the side if we had, the way he put it, words was beings from another planet and coming here to do something to us, because that's when we would all combine together as one, when we should do that already.
If some dominant force came down here on a giant ship that we could see in the sky and had a voice telling us, shut the fuck up down there before we laser y'all bitch asses.
I'm going to shut up.
I don't care if you in Russia, Ukraine, North Korea, Israel, God, wherever you are, Palestine, we're going to be glued together to be like, y'all, we got a superpower against that. We probably going to lose.
Yeah, true.
But at least
we're going to ride together.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I said that to one of the little homies. I had a podcast here, and I asked him too. I says, you know what's crazy? And this is just going left field with it now, different. I told him what's crazy is when we're in jail, we all have to unite. Different races have to unite.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
No matter what. That's out here on the West Coast. Different races got to unite, right? And I said, it's crazy because when we out here, we talk shit about each other. I says, but when we're in there, you can't say nothing about it because the higher ups above tell you to shut your fucking mouth. And you do.
Check that out.
You know what I'm saying? You do. So the thing is, if we can get along in there, because you have to get along no matter what, or you get your ass whipped real bad, and everybody knows that, and they respect that. That's why everybody gets along in there. But if we got along out here, you imagine how powerful as the people we would all be, just in general.
Oh, it'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying? It would be great. There would be no negativity, no bullshit, no violence. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a different world, man. It's a different world. That's why they're building those. You saw the line in Dubai?
The what?
called The Line. It's
What
a
is that?
city the size of. City's the size of The Line is probably like 15 miles down.
Oh, okay.
It's only like maybe I think it's. Are you sure it's 3 miles? No, it's like a mile wide, and it's a thin city, and it's gonna go up, and it's in the desert. It has mirrors all on the side of it because that's what they're showing right now, and it's gonna be the most futuristic city. But these are the cities that they're building now that are gonna be the future of crime free. There's gonna be no crime in these cities, just like Dubai. Right. Yeah, you can walk around with a fucking $400,000 Rolex. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. Ain't nobody gonna rob you. Ain't gonna try that in downtown LA.
Oh, it's over.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's what it is they're building the future for the crime-free cities. Wow. And that's what they're going to have. I'm
into a futuristic city. It's about that time now. We got the AI, we got everything we need for that. So,
I got a story on AI real quick I got to tell you.
All right.
And some real shit too. No, some real shit. And I think Elon Musk knows about this because I just saw him the other day talking about Terminator. The movie Terminator came out in 1984, right? In 1984, it came out in October. So you put 1984 to the top, right? We're in 2024.
Okay.
Right? So you put 2024, subtract 1984, October. That's 40 years from now.
Right.
In October 2024, Elon Musk dropped his computers. I mean, his robots, AI robots, right?
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? It was in October. If you look it up, it's October.
I've seen those robots. Cool.
In the movie Terminator, when he helps the girl and he's driving the car, it's in the first 15 minutes, and you'll see it. He's telling her about, she was like, what was that? You killed it. He was like, it's a cybernetic robot, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, no, you shot him and he got back up. He goes, yeah, it's like a cybernetic robot or some shit, he said. Yeah, so she was like, yeah, but they don't make things like that. And it was crazy when I was watching, he goes, yeah, they do, but in 40 years. Yeah, he goes, not for another 40 years. So I'm over here doing the math. I'm like, yo, Elon Musk and this and that. And it's crazy because it came out. And the lady that did that movie, I don't know if you know about her, she dropped that movie and she said that and Matrix go together.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot the lady's name, but yes.
Yes, she said that and that. She said John Connor is Jesus Christ. That's crazy. JC. So, yeah, she tells her, man, you got to listen to her when she tells her. She told the whole story about it. I was like, wow, but a lot of old movies tell you shit in the future or things that are going to happen. And I don't think it's by a lucky guess.
Well, I'll tell you, like, it's not a lucky guess, but let's say we were to sit down right now. I'm going to demystify that a little bit.
Okay.
We could all sit in this room right now, stoned, right, and talk about what we think the future would look like based on the logic of now, what we know now. And we wouldn't be too far off. Now, 100 years ago, we all said we have flying cars. We don't have flying cars yet, but we do. But we don't have them as a commercial thing.
Yeah.
So in other words, I'm saying like Star Trek had flip phones. Remember?
Yes.
Star Trek had the flip phones. That's crazy, by the way. Okay?
Yeah.
Star Trek had the flip phone. But if me and you sit down right now and say, well, like you said, what do you think we gonna be 10 years from now? And we really just write down our ideas, a couple of those are gonna probably pan out. And then we look like Nostradamus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can Nostradamus ourselves.
True.
Just by trying to predict the future. And it's like a crapshoot. It'll happen. I would say Elon Musk, though, is, different. So
very different.
He's very different. So he may be someone who saw that and said, this is a good thing to do even. He's that different. Like, he could actually make that happen, in terms of, not saying that he had it 40 years ago, but he could associate it to that with this vision now.
Exactly.
He's just that close to. So that somebody like you will grab it and go to do it for. And he's big on Star Trek. He has a lightsaber or some. What did he come out with?
No, you remember?
He came out with a
Spaceballs. Do you remember Spaceballs, the movie?
What? Yeah. What did he do?
No, not the flamethrower.
No. He came out with what is it? What?
Company, the flamethrower.
Yeah, the flamethrower. But he had it like it was a it's a flamethrower, but it was supposed to be like the lightsaber. You can go boom, right?
No, that's totally different.
Oh, okay,
that's definitely different. Yeah.
No, I think it's the flamethrower you're talking about. I think that's what it is.
I mean, yeah, he did talk some stuff the other day about the movie Terminator that I didn't know about, and he was talking about some crazy stuff, and I was like, oh, I didn't catch that. So he does do a lot of things from the old movies. And like, I don't know, like I was mentioning Spaceballs right now. Spaceballs is an old movie. And if you remember, they jump in it's It's like comedy of Star Wars. And they jump in the spaceship, right? And he goes, "Let's go plaid." And they take off, and the whole screen goes plaid, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's where he got it for his car.
That's crazy.
And that's why he does that. So he does a lot of shit from the old movies too, and I understand
If you keep
that.
yourself open, a great idea will happen. You had a great idea to manifest.
Yes.
And now you got another one, Weed Harris. But
There it is.
you know what we'll do? We'll do a little podcast party night event, and we'll go live on that motherfucker.
Make sure
Go
Green
live
Moving's
tonight.
there.
We launch some shit. And just have motherfuckers come somewhere here and then pack it out. Do similar thing with a big audience.
Okay.
Let motherfuckers ask questions if they like. And promote the shit to make it like, stupid.
Let's do it. I got stores too. We could put them in and everything.
I love it.
I have a
I
delivery
got it
service.
all.
I didn't mean to say that.
What'd you say?
She got a delivery service.
You over here
put that in
selling
there.
dope? She said, I got a delivery service.
It just came out. My bad.
Tell him he's going to get 20% off the first time.
Okay.
There you go.
Let me say something before, right?
Go ahead.
And you can go into your outro. I'm just
Okay.
going to thank you. So let me just thank you for having me come out, bro. I really appreciate the opportunity to meet all of y'all. Known Louie for a long enough time that I'm so glad to see this happen and get to know him even better. And thank y'all over there, my man over there. Peace, man. I'm talking about you too, my MC down there. What was your name again, bro? Garen.
Garen.
Yeah.
Garen with a G.
Yeah, my man right there, yeah. Yeah. Gary.
Garen.
Garen, yeah, got you. My bad. Yeah. Peace
All
to
good.
you, man. And you too, my man on the cameras. I just want to salute all y'all. Thank y'all. And that's what's up, Louie. Appreciate
Nah,
you.
man. Shit,
Thanks,
I want to say thank you, man, because number one, legendary. Shit, I don't know what to say, man. As a friend, you're a great person. I've met you. I've known you for a long time. You've always been cool. There's none. I know a lot of people. A lot of people change up and they act funny and they're different, and you see different parts of them. You've always been the same since I met you, man. So I want to say, nice meeting you.
Yeah, likewise.
And I hope we do great things in the future, man.
I'm sure we
because
will.
You're
And
a
we're
great
going to
person.
do more of this too. So y'all,
Yeah.
this is fun.
Yeah,
so
this is fun, and I'm getting the hang of this. This is my first, it's my little trial.
Yeah, so let's
record a couple of episodes.
Let's cultivate it. Let's
Yeah.
cultivate, make sure shit is popping. So
Nah,
that's what it is.
Oh yeah, let me ask you a question. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, because maybe they might want you in a music video, or maybe some independent movies or some major movies, because I got a lot of people that follow me. How would they get in touch with you?
Well, it's two ways. I mean, if you're talking about some major movie shit, then you probably want to go through the agent, managers, and all that kind of stuff. But you can always reach out to me personally without my telephone. Now, Louie can call me, though. Louie can call me. Y'all can't call me, okay?
Gotcha.
But you can go to Wood Harris at Instagram and holler at me and let me know what's going on.
If not, his phone number will be in the bottom in the link. You can just call him
Yeah,
direct.
right
Just call
down
him
there where the
direct.
link
You're
said.
good. Don't worry. 24 hours a day, he's going to answer the phone. Don't worry about it.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Nah, man. Once
yeah.
again, thank you, man. I appreciate you
Yep,
coming, man. Let's have a
yep,
little
yep.
session right now.
No
And
doubt.
I want to say thank you very much, man. We got some great things coming.
Yep.
And this is beautiful, man.
Yep,
Legendary
appreciate
shit, man. To
y'all.
me,
Thank you, man. Give it
thank
up for
you very
everybody.
much.
Louie, give it up for him. I appreciate you, Louie.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Have everybody like and subscribe the YouTube channel. I appreciate you if you guys can like and subscribe. And we'll see you again soon, man. Thank you very much.
Thank
Peace.
you.
Yes, sir.